I had come to shoot in the historical town of Tarrytown in New York, and I went out looking for a coffee roaster as usual. It so happened that I did find one which is pretty close to where I was staying. It's called the Coffee Labs. I just came in at a time when they're about to take the beans out from the roaster. When a bean looks like that, I know that I don't have to do too much to be able to extract some kind of good flavor out of it.
The Brazilian natural is really good. It's almost like I'm having fruit juice. It's very sweet, very flavorful. On the recommendation of the roaster himself, the guy who came to roast, not the owner, he recommended the El Salvador, which is why I got the El Salvador.
The roaster who was invited at Coffee Labs and the marketing manager suggested that the El Salvador was the sweetest of between the two, between the El Sal and the Brazilian. So I got myself the El Salvador. They didn't have a commercial packaging. They told me actually to put it in an airtight container, which is what I did. Let's brew some coffee. I have actually brewed this a few times and have found somewhat of a golden median. And as you have probably realized that there is no one single recipe for all coffees. I'll come to it in a moment. It has got the typical aroma of an unwashed, a natural process coffee, which I simply adore. For this recipe, I found it best to use 1:14 temperature of slightly less than boiling temperature. Maybe you would have a better recipe. Do try it out. So that's 7.5 minutes. Let's give it a sip. It's really a delicious cup of coffee. I would say sweet as gur, as you would say in Bengali, or molasses. And you do have a pretty interesting smell of geranium. Really good. This is not a sponsored video. Nobody gave me this coffee. I bought it with my own money to bring you the feedback of the kind of coffee that is being roasted by Coffee Labs at Tarrytown, New York. Do try it out. It is available online. It's a natural process, El Salvador, and I've given you the ratio that suits me best. You can try out and let me know what suits you best, and I'll be definitely answering your comments in the comment section. Until then, happy brewing. As far as the coffee shop goes, I would give it a 3 out of 5 for the simple reason that it's extremely busy. It's not something negative that I want to say, but it's so busy that the baristas have no time to talk to you. That's something that I am looking forward to when I go to a coffee shop or a roaster, to be able to talk. Of course, I managed to talk to the roaster himself, I managed to talk to the marketing manager and so on and so forth, but they don't have time. For a regular person, the coffee drinking experience over there is pretty good, pretty busy. It keeps turning, and it's a good service. There's no doubt about it. If you talk about just about service, on a scale of 5, I'd probably give it 4.5.